Donnie B got to be.
Good evening, everybody out in TV land. It's Donnie B got the beats. You already know what time it is when you hear that sound. We're live on the beat, man. And listen, I got one of the most eclectic brothers and spiritual brothers and just dopest brothers that I know. And you already know what time it is, though. When we start that and you hear that sound, it's time for the glorious intro. So the glorious intro is I got this brother here, man, that I met a long, long time ago, man. He left an impression on me, man, back in my Hampton University days. Through my brother Nicholas Baker. This dude, I thought I was introduced to him. He just literally opened my eyes on everything as far as just aesthetic, just the richness of aesthetics and things being palatable but creative. It was really tantalizing to my visual palette, the type of creativity that this brother had, and he laid out on the canvas, man. And it was ridiculous because it always resonated. Even when I left Hampton and years later, his perspective on things touched me so much that I had to kind of look at things in the same perspective with the same kind of acuteness that this brother did. And so, fast forward, we got the beat. I was like, this is exactly the type of brother that I like to have on the show, as I always say every episode. And I got to keep it G. But, without further ado, I got to introduce this brother here. This is a good friend of mine, a guy that I look up to. He probably don't even know I look up to him, but he's been everything. This brother here is a recording artist, fashion model, and host of That's That on TV. Brother KBana Blaq, what's going on with you, man?
Boom!
Boom. Tied it up, put in a bow tie.
Yo, I mean, that intro, first of all, once again, I am so honored to be on a show. Like, this is a show. I mean, you got introduction, you got beats, you got edits, you got credits, you got disclaimers. I was like, dang. All right. Make my little that's on that beat. That's on that.
Whatever. Hey, but you get IMDb credit too, though. So I mean, but listen, you ain't gotta do that, bro. It's all good. I love That's That on TV, man. I actually watch it.
Well, I'm honored. Thank you so much, and I'm excited to be on the show. And plus, I'm here, and I wanted to be a little bit more comfortable. So I got my Twizzlers, got my sweet tea, I got my Welch's Juicy Fruits. I'm ready. Yeah. Let's get into the gig.
That means we about to dig in. We about to dig in, brother. Let's get started. Who is KBana Blaq? Talk to the people that don't know. Please share, because they need to know this man, right?
Well, I always say, for me, I am the creative. I feel like the ultimate creative. Not ultimate meaning like better than anyone else, but ultimately, I am a creative. That is my passion. That is where I feel most blessed, most powerful, brave, fearless, untouchable warrior. Like, I feel like when I'm creating, my freedom is unlimited. And so now I feel like what I'm understanding is until the day I die, I'm still going to be finding out who I am. And where I'm about to go, it's freedom. And I've never been there before like I thought. Freedom is not just doing what you want to do or being, quote, a rebel, because a lot of times people think people are free because they're being rebellious. Freedom is actually coming out of bondage in your head. So the only slave that is really a true slave is the one that you make yourself. I don't care how much people do things to you. If you believe what they say, then their job is done because you will do the rest. So I feel like my creative and my freedom are finally seemingly trying to come together for me to become even more of KBana Blaq. Because I can give you titles and all the things I've done, but that really sums up my energy and my personality and my persona.
They just need to go ahead and hand you the award off of that. That was just very articulate, brother. I appreciate you. Just with that part right, I feel like a free black slave right now. We live, you know.
I feel like it's very important for us as human beings first, and then you can find out who you are through your culture. But as a human being, I think it's really important for you to be able to diabolically and deliberately speak who you are.
Yes.
And not be ashamed of it. Like, I'm in this, you probably call me at an interesting time. I'm in purgatory. I'm in transition. I feel like the next title that I might give myself is the Alchemist. Like, I feel like I'm understanding alchemy. Like, I'm getting it now from watching interviews and just studying. It's like, oh, okay, wait a minute. Because my situation is the underdog, and it kind of can be forever the underdog. And I'm not meant to go off like on a side tangent, but it's like I've come to this whole point where I was watching this interview with Don from Danity King, and it's Don Rashad, not Don Richards, as everybody says, from New Orleans. And she was just speaking her truth. She was talking about the Alchemist, and she was talking about, just all that kind of stuff. And one of the things she said, it's about, humanity and community. And also she would be able to take scraps and turn it into this huge thing. She always had to deal with scraps. And they asked her a question. It was like, would you ever manage an artist? And she said, no. She said, because I think every artist needs to be independent in their thinking. So I realized, it was like, she was talking about how she was with Diddy and all these different people, and she found herself in a car. And one of the things that I got from it is like, we're all given a spoon. Some people's spoon is silver, some people's spoon is gold, some people's spoon is dirty, and you still have to lick it, catch it. My spoon is not silver. It is not gold. It's actually dirty. It's got some dust on it. Instead of looking at the spoon and trying to get people to help me clean it, I have to realize most people don't want to help you clean a dirty spoon. Most people want to feed off of something that's already clean and sparkly. So myself had to realize, like, it's my job to get that spoon clean. That's the journey for me. And I realized, like, some people don't want to accept it because it sucks to hear yourself say, well, dang, I've been given the dirty spoon. I ain't even do nothing. I ain't do nothing. But it's about choices. And I think your character and who the universe, and for me, my faith God, has led me down is like, I had to go through certain things to become this person for people. Like, I think that's another thing. We are created for people. And people are like, no. But we are. We are created to help one another. As we find out who we are put in position to help other people. And the greatest example is celebrities, because celebrities, we look up to them, we idolize them. And that's because they're very visual. But there's people that don't have to be celebrities in your life that have gone through something. And now they're the owl on the tree branch, and they're able to say, who? Then you're like, what's that? Who? Like, and they're saying, who are you? Who are you? And then you have that conversation with this owl, you get this wisdom, and you start to grow. So I realized, like, servitude and community is a part of me. but freedom has to come first, and acceptance of like what my life is. And that's kind of like where I'm at right now. Is like, KBana, you're either gonna sink or swim. You're either gonna accept the dirty spoon and realize you got to get it clean, or you're not gonna accept the dirty spoon and you're gonna be just looking and be hungry. So
you just it was so much information that was like, it was like food to my soul, like the mama song. Like it's just so.
did he say the mama song?
I just say no, but nah. Listen, like all jokes aside, I mean, really, like it's a very very huge richness of information that you just transferred, man. And I really hope that people are very astute enough to catch what you just said. You know, and I mean, I think astute is the key word, because not everybody is just that word. You know what I mean? But I mean, you know, we call it, you know, you speak your truth, I speak mine. So, you know, but no, listen, I thank you for sharing.
Look, it's still a tomato. It's still a tomato. Yo, you better say it. You said true, man.
Right? Whatever. You know. Shout out Lisa Dell Washington, of CEO of Dove Style Magazine. She is probably the Beat favorite fan. You know, like she's every episode she's in, she's paying attention. She probably do a write up for you, man. You never know. You know, reach out.
Well, definitely, Lisa. I'm all about that, Lisa. I appreciate it. Reach out to me. Write about me. I'm really in a place where honestly, I think my blessings are gonna come from me being transparent. Like, I was on a podcast that I do every Sunday called What You Got to Say, and I broke down. Like, when I say I broke down, I broke down. Tears, couldn't lift my head, just went mute, because you know, I had come to the reality some of the things that I was living was not true. And I feel like we just are in a world where that is the real theme of this pandemic. A lot of things that we have lived are not true. And so therefore we don't want to accept that kind of transparency, because that means we have to accept responsibility.
Amen.
But I accepted it, I swallowed it, and I was like, yo, this is like too much. And I broke all the way down. So I feel like that's the only way that we can help each other. Like, the pandemic has allowed you to have a relationship with your demons and your angels. Like, I'm able to sit down at the table and say to my demons and my angels, who can stay and who has to go. It's just facts. Like, this is such a real time. Like, I don't think people understand the kind of healing that can happen right now, you know, because you're like, for me, I don't have, like I said, a lot of people. So I'm in this house every single day. So I don't have the illusion or the things that were regular to distract me. All I got is myself. And when you start dealing with your demons and dealing with your angels, that's the real thing. I mean, yo, that's when things get real. So yeah.
Yeah, so you got Lisa Dove. Lisa Dove is buzzing in there. First of all, she said absolutely with your write up. So man, we got to put you in touch. You know what I'm saying? She said 2020 was the year of awakening. See, it ain't even 15 minutes into this interview. We are already rocking. Man, listen.
It's these Twizzlers.
We didn't say sponsors. We need sponsorship right now with my Twizzler. There it is. There it is. Let's chop this up. Compartmentalize this. Growing up in. Talk about what it was like for you growing up. Where did you grow up? Talk about what it was like growing up there, and then talk about, share what, adversities you made, struggles you possibly encountered, and how you got over.
Well, for me, the growing up home for me is Athens, Greece. Woo. Birthplace is Jacksonville, Florida, but I was there like 3 seconds, like literally birth, go because my dad was in the military.
Okay.
So I was in Greece from the time I came out of the womb until 7, basically, and then went to England. So I'm an overseas kid, which should explain a lot of my character because I feel like it's very important for especially my community, my Afro community, to understand travel is imperative. Seeing other things is very important because it allows you to be so well-rounded. So I started off just seeing things that were broadened as opposed to the United States, because the United States commercializes a lot of stuff. It puts things in a way that is beneficial financially, not humanistically. It just does it financially. So being overseas, I would go to, I remember hanging around and seeing marble and dirt roads and stone and laughing and eating some good bread and just always happy memories. And then even when I went to England, I went to a private school. I remember the green and gold yellow tie and the flag coming down of Queen Elizabeth and all this great stuff. Then I came all the way from there to Newport News, 723 Taylor Avenue, Virginia.
I'd have been in bad news. I know.
Right. So I was at the very bottom where there's Aqua Vista. Okay.
Yeah.
So therefore,
Yes.
my life completely changed. And I went from extremely happy to extremely bullied and sad because I'm coming to the playground talking about something. You want to have some biscuits, which is cookies, and they whipping my tail like, what you talking about biscuits? Like, and having a little bit of an accent. So my world became traumatized, but I did have a beautiful, mother and aunts and cousins, and I clung to my aunts. I clung to my mother, which was a good and negative thing because it forced me not to communicate socially. And I was afraid because now I realize, or catch it, I realized in my head that something was wrong, but nothing was wrong. And this is what people have to learn is that when you meet other people, they're not different. They're who they are. But I wasn't taught that. I come from a very cogent Pentecostal background. So that's another thing. Like, think about all these layers are being piled on a young person, and they end up like, it just brings confusion because you don't know who, because most children's mentality is to please their parents, please their friends. And in the African American community, therapy is a sin. Good mental health is a sin in real life. We don't go to therapists. We don't have those kind of discussions. As we're evolving now and we're having those discussions because we see the breakdown in our communities. And so that's why I'm so excited to be who I am today, because I can be such an active part. I mentor, I go to different high schools and colleges. I still virtually do colleges, motivational speaking for college students to help them mentally be strong. So for me, growing up, it was the battle once I came to the States.
Well, I think you really reflected on the US of A diaspora. Not even just Black culture, just the whole just great 50 shades of the United States of America. And I think that's such a great and under communicated topic. Wow. That's all I got to say about that.
But it's because it's, for me, like I said, you're catching me like last week. Last week I went through it. Like, you're catching me like Lisa said, an awakening. Like, there's a lot going on in my head. But I realize when there's a lot going on in your head, and then all of a sudden I have this opportunity to speak, that is God, or for anybody else, the creator, deliberately opening the door. Because the word says that we overcome by the words of our testimony. I take that, let me break it down to someone that is not saved. You overcome by not holding stress. You overcome by actually talking it out. You overcome by not holding in something that brings you confusion. Confusion brings fear, it brings doubt. And so for me, this is an opportunity to give my testimony hear myself, free myself, deliver myself. You know, so therefore, like, I realized confusion only comes when we are afraid to ask questions, we are afraid to say things, when we feel that the people around us are judging us in a critical way. And that's how I felt the majority of my life, my high school life, because once again, dealing with my sexuality as well. So you got Kojit, overseas, slim, thinny, skinny, dark-skinned boy with 4 eyes and glasses. Then we got sexuality. Then in high school, I was able to find my gift. Like all of a sudden, oh, I'm gifted. Like I can sing. Oh, I'm gifted. Oh, I can dance. Oh. But then when the Bible says your gifts will make room for you, translated it down, translated for people that are, I always say, because I'm all about building a bridge instead of a ditch. I'm not one of those people. My mom was so cool. When I started to look for my walk and journey as far as my faith, she let me go to everything. I was a 7%er, Jehovah's Witness, Kojic, Baptist, Seventh-day Adventist. I mean, like, she let me go and study. And then I came back to my relationship with Christ, but faith, not religion, not church, but spiritual, like my connection. And what I've learned is when we talk to people, we have to be careful not to put our
biases,
ideologies on people. We have to let people see us. You can see me, you can feel me, but I have to open up my cavity to say, look, I don't even judge you, but I'm gonna figure out a way to show you. So when I started to get to that place, I started to understand how to communicate. You know, 13 years being a preschool teacher, working with kids, really helped my gift. So when things the gift will make room for you, let's translate it down to some basic English. Oh, you so talented that if you weren't popular before, everybody gonna be your friend. But that doesn't mean that they're your friend. They are attracted to your gift. And your gifts open people's mental perception of racism, prejudice, their angst, their anger, their ignorance. So they'll let all of that go because I can sing. They'll let all of that go because I got a show. They'll let all of that go because I know some famous people. That is the stuff that people don't talk about because they don't get it. People think people are being nice and kind, but people are just being selfish. So look, I ain't mean to like whatever.
No, listen. I'm telling you. Listen, and like I said, we talk about if the beat had favorite fans, Lisa Dove Washington would be at the top of that list, right? And you got her in here smoking in the chat rooms, like
I love what she's saying, and that's why, yes, pray for discernment. Exactly.
You know, so look, and again, we 25 minutes in, bro. We ain't even got through question like 3. But this is what I want. This is what, remember I said earlier, extracting the truth. You know what I mean? So this is where we are. So we on pace, brother. We on pace, man. And I love the story so far, man. Like, just at any point in time, I'm gonna try to keep this going and flowing pretty good. But I mean, obviously, I got KBana Blaq with me, so it's going to morph anyway. But if at any point in time we got time, or like, oh, look, I mean, I got time, I got things I got to do, you know what I'm saying? Then feel free, man. Just let me know so that way I can kind of truncate things and chop things down. But I love this, man. I just want to keep seeing what we can do, how we can mold this clay, man, how we can Basquiat this thing out, man, real live. How did you get started in the music industry?
I got started in the music industry because of Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston. Love Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston was my brown skin Barbie doll. Whitney Houston was class and sophistication. Whitney Houston was, I can stand still and sing a song and I ain't gotta do nothing else. Whitney Houston was crossing the borders of what you think black is. But yet I'm still real black because don't cross Whitney Houston because Jersey will come out of Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston was, I love Jesus. I'm going to say it out loud. Whitney Houston was, I love my parents and my mom and family and Dionne Warwick and showing stuff. Whitney Houston broke barriers. But the most important thing for me, I remember I was in my bedroom and Saving All My Love came out, and I was like, yo, is that Janet Jackson doing background vocals? That's the funniest story. Because if you ever listen to the song, no, you give good love. You give love, good love. I thought, oh, that's Janet Jackson doing backgrounds, right? Funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I started to sing, and I remember my mom opening the door, and she was like, you sound great. That was it. Because my mother is everything, you know? And when I first started singing, I sung at 7, and I remember singing, Come On Children, Let's Sing the Goodness of the Lord. And I remember the reaction and everybody crying, and I'll never forget it. But then I wanted to dance for Alvin Ailey. I love dance. I think dance is a beautiful form of expression, especially that dance company. I love Debbie Allen. Debbie Allen is my spirit animal. The way she is, how she moves, how she breathes. It's freedom to me, you know, love her. So I thought that was the path. And then when I got in high school, you know, I was offered a song and things just switched. But when Whitney Houston came out and my mom said what she said, it kind of opened this door in my head. And I just love that, you know, one person, I'll never forget when she did the national anthem. One person can be before millions of people and they can change lives with music. Music is the one thing that everybody can be around and have their own opinion and nobody get in an argument. It's the greatest preacher there is. It's the greatest teacher. Music, you can have it out there and everyone can feel the way they want to feel and not have to explain it. You know, arguments come because people have, you know, they feel like they have to defend something. So when you're listening to music, you're listening for yourself, even beside people. And I think that is super dope. So for me, that was the way, you know.
I get it. I agree. I mean, even go to Greek mythology with Pan and you know, other well, Pan isn't Greek, but you know, but even still, you know, that whole story about the Pied Piper and you know, leading the children, it's real. It's real. It's about
real.
You know what I mean? So I totally resonate with what you're saying, man. Like again, people they gonna look back on this interview about 10 years from now, 20 years from now, they'll be like, man, this was an excellent interview. this broke barriers. Lisa Dove says, love that.
Well, Lisa, shout out to Lisa, and I speak blessings and abundance on you, Lisa. And I speak joy and happiness in your life, and I speak opportunities in your next situation. Like, I'm gonna tell you something about me. Obedience is better than sacrifice. I'm starting to live unapologetically happy. You know, I'm just a nice person. I'm a goofy person. I'm an affectionate person, but I love people and I love being something that helps people be inspired, especially when I feel it in my gut. So I speak good things on people because when you do that, it has to boomerang back into your life. You know, I've been full-time since 15 years ago and I'm still full-time and my bills are still paid. I'm not rich. I'm not wealthy. But when your bank account belongs to Jesus, then it is what it is. You know, like it is what it is. Like my faith, he keeps me here, and I refuse to let people be like, "Yo, that's hocus pocus." No, that's not hocus pocus. I'm in a real industry where I still got rent, I still got lights, I still got phone, I still got health, I still got things I need to do. So for me to still be in this business and opportunities flourish to me in a pandemic where I'm performing tomorrow on TV. So you can't tell me no different. So that's how I am. As I chew my twizzler.
Let's say this too. And as a creative, I assume you watch, you know, movies, film. You're influenced somewhat by film and TV, right? Mm-hmm. So have you ever seen the movie Tron? Have you ever seen Tron before?
Oh, you said Tron. I
Yeah.
thought it said Trump. I was like,
No.
what?
Yeah.
You
No.
did a movie?
Tron.
Yeah, love Tron. Tron was the first movie with the colors, man. That whole neon, them lights. Yep.
I'm gonna tell you right now. This is so I made a preface to you in the glorious intro about how you affected my life. And I'm telling you, and I'm not just making this up. I swear, I'm being. This is a true conversation. I'm being 100% open with you. When I walked into you, because I remember I came to your apartment. That was the first time I met you. Me and Devin came to your apartment, and I was like,
Yeah.
the way you guys just, I was like, bro, like it was so much energy, right? And so the
Right.
thing that I learned and I took and extrapolated from my exchange with you when I first met you was Flynn in the machine, where it was learning how to, okay, I got this energy now. What do I do with it? And every transaction I had with you, and Devin and I have even joked about this. It's just like, oh, you got that KBana energy. Like it's like you have this energy, you just kind of, oh, well, okay, I can do this. Oh, wait, I can do this because I just feel it. And y'all don't feel that? Like y'all don't feel to be able to do this? You know what I mean? And everybody else like, no. And I swear it on everything that's in me. That is the one thing I say I take away, and I will take that to my grave. That you blessed me with was the ability to feel and channel and manipulate energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
swear on everything. Like even now, this interview is just like your energy is still crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Still, you know what I mean? But very fluid, very, very, very. It's an art. It's like watching a flame in a campfire. You know what I mean? And so it's just like, you know, that's my whole thing. It's like, you know, I want to be able to be that campfire myself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And just how I move, and just like again. So I'm telling you, just straight up, you was the muse to make me get and think like that. You know what I mean? And I've learned a lot of different things from a lot of different people. I've learned the art of perception. I've learned the art of perspective. I learned the art of interview. You know what I mean? Or communication. I mean, I've learned a lot of different things from a lot of different people. But that gift, brother, like you can't deny that energy, because everybody feels energy. It's just that's my thing, that I swear that there is only one KBana Blaq. There is only one. I
Well, I
can't think.
appreciate it. I
Yeah.
do. I'm humbled. I appreciate it. I'm grateful. Um, you know, yet in the interview the other day, the reason why I had a breakdown is because my journey has been very lonely. But I thank God for my mother, and like the people that I looked up to was Noah, Moses,
Mm,
Samson,
mm,
before the cutting of hair,
mhm,
Lucifer
mm,
before Satan, Jesus, and the Christ. Like these, when I was young, these are the role models. And I understood their purposes. I understood what they did. I understood how they lost their, they suffered, like Moses not being able to walk in because he was so firm on one thing that he lost a place to go with the rest of the people. But Noah and obedience is better than sacrifice, by building something when you look stupid, when you look dumb. But in the end, you win because you stayed faithful to it. Because faith is about the things that you don't see,
mm.
and that has to be there. Samson having such a natural gift with your hair, but not allowing temptation to fool
Mhm.
you, to pull you in, to hurt you, because that's what people do.
Yep.
They see the gift that you have, and because they don't have it, jealousy and envy and strife and malice comes. And then, with Lucifer, you to be given everything, silver spoon, gold spoon, but you still want to play dirty. Then I gotta kick you off of your pedestal and you gotta be dropped. And so now you gotta lose your given name, Lucifer, and become Satan. And then, Jesus, the man, given a gift that he didn't really necessarily wanted to fulfill until the end. And everybody will tell the whole thing, getting on his knees saying, if it's past me, let it pass me, let it pass me. I don't want to die. Who wants to die for something? Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, did they want to die? No. But when you're giving something and you're given a charge, you have to see it to the end. But the blessing is that, of course, he lived, and their legacy lived. So I understood early, because my mom gave me up at 9 years old. It took 9 years to have me. I had a brother. I never met him, but I found out that I had an older brother. And then I got a journal from my mom, and it took 9 years for her to have a son. And she said, "This is your son, God." So I already had something placed, like on me, for me, this energy. And now that I'm older, the funny thing is, I have been fighting to break away from what Erykah Badu said. Erykah Badu said, "Yo, when we are born as a baby, we are put on a conveyor belt. We are squeaky clean. It is wonderful." And that thing starts to rise up. And then all of a sudden, they dump a whole pile of shit on you. And your job is, you thinking to wipe yourself clean, but you got no water. So you'll never be clean. You can just remove it, but you're still going to have the remnants of the smell of what it looks like. And I had to realize my scars, my trauma, all of that is meant so I can become the warrior. Like, all of us need to become warriors of our lives. And so for me, I'm almost at freedom. Like, freedom is important. I want to know what that feels like. I want to know what KBana feels like free. I am open, but open doesn't mean free. And that's the thing. People have to understand their words that they put on themselves. I'm a very open and transparent vessel that is growing, but I am walking towards freedom. I want that Lenny Kravitz type of free. The singly, I don't know him personally, but the visual that I see Lenny Kravitz is like, "Yo, it's me." Lenny, you know what I'm saying? So I want freedom where I'm just completely calm, or that Cicely Tyson type of freedom. I love Cicely Tyson, and I love Cicely Tyson's happiness. I love the way Cicely Tyson's life ended. It ended with her seeing her legacy and leaving a legacy. That's crazy. So, hope that answered the question. I'm sorry.
Nah, listen, man, we need to break the tension up for a second, man. Good grief.
Come on, we getting it. Oh. I know that's the thing. I'm not even deep. Like, I don't think I'm a deep individual. I just think I just be talking.
You got to look at you like the 4 or 5 cheese lasagna, brother. It's layers. You know what I mean? And people, it used to be layers. You know what I mean? So when you have a person that's in front of you that's just their whole perception is upon like layer upon a layer upon a layer of just education. Because realistically, you couldn't speak none of this truth if you weren't educated enough to communicate it. You know what I mean? So just layer upon layer, like I said, to me, like I said, I see it as for what it is, and I'm in awe of it. I think it's amazing. This is again why I wanted to. We need to open this guy up, man, like for real. And it's.
And look, I don't talk like this with everybody. I'm very selective of what I share. I'm transparent, but energy is energy, and you have to know if somebody's for your good or for your, I don't do it for everybody, because some people be like, "Yo." Some people like, "Yo," and that second yo is the one I go to. You have to be very cognizant of what you give yourself to. Amen. Let me not even get into that. Let me not get into that, because we are all whores and we are all prostitutes at one time in our life. Trust that. Trust that. We have given ourselves to things that we know better, but I think it's all about love. Like, everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to be loved.
I wouldn't have university. That's all I have to say about it. Speaking of which, what is the Hampton Roads scene like?
Hampton Roads scene, I feel like, is the melting pot of some of the dopest talent ever. Ever. Like Timberland, Pharrell, D'Angelo, Chris Brown, like the list goes. Missy, on and on and on. Hannon, we got people writing for Tony Braxton right now. Bink, I mean, the talent goes on and on and on. I think it's a wonderful place to raise families. It's not too much city, so it's country and city kind of together. I think, Hampton Roads is evolving finally to bring art and culture more to it, because it is a commonwealth. So a lot of that still racist tension is there. A lot of that traditional tension is there, and that unmoving thing. But with Pharrell bringing something in the water, and now we got Voices of Fire, going on Good Morning America, like things are evolving. But I really have always said that Virginia has like some of the best gifted people, and I've always said that it is a great place to raise families. And we thank God for no bad storms. Like our weather situation is always glorious.
Now, I don't know what it's like, because I ain't been back for a while. But I know when I was there, we had, like hurricane season and stuff like that. Like
we ain't had what other people had. Like hurricanes is like the biggest thing. It's like we ain't had Texas. Thank you. We ain't had like we get stuff, but the biggest thing we had was like years ago, where maybe a week of lights been out, but we've been really fortunate with our weather. But I think it's because our climate is balanced. Like I said, places that are city consumed, they don't have trees, they don't have water, they don't have a lot of things. So I think the weather, it gets intense. You need climate, you need, not to be deep, but you need all of that to work.
The magic, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the scene is cool. And right now, artists are booming. Like painters, art and poetry, but really artists that are really booming now since the pandemic. People are buying a lot of art. Painters are coming together. It's a lot of that going on right now. Even in Norfolk on Granby, they are now letting painters paint like all of Granby. It's super dope. Yeah, but like I said, something in the water was a big move for us. It really opened the narrative, because we had over 76,000 people come. Yeah. And it was supposed to, of course, be this year, but it sold out. So you think about it, we had 70, not people here, but we had 76,000 people in a week span come to Virginia.
Okay. All right. I gotta revisit. I ain't been, like I said, it's been a couple years, so I need to come back.
Yeah, and it's not, like I said, if you are from VA, VA, it's not mildly different, but the people are different. The people are, changing it, That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Because I think right now Pharrell is bidding with someone else to take over Waterside, I think.
Ooh.
Because, Waterside, they're changing a lot of the things. So I think Pharrell is trying to do a little bit of the Monopoly game and building to bring. Because if we can get a basketball team in Virginia, we'll be good. That's what I want. I want a basketball team.
Yeah, I mean that, or any kind of major sport. They did it with the baseball team, years ago. But I mean,
yeah, but I think the NBA is the icing. Like I think our strong suit is far as athletic section is football and basketball. Basketball, I think basketball would do so well, because we have Boo Williams, we have all these, what I'm saying, wonderful organizations that cater to that. So I think that'd be a great thing, and I think we really need that to just bump it up.
Yeah. Okay. So I jumped out for a second to kind of break it back.
I jumped there with you. I went and made cheesecake and ice cream right there.
Had still great conversation all the way through, man. This is amazing. This is what I'm talking about. What is, now we're taking it back to you, Mindless music?
Mindless music is me basically giving you, well, definitely Mindless music is all the things that my dad and mom gave me. George Benson, Marvin Gaye, Al Jarreau, Teddy Pendergrass, Bobby Walmart, Shirley Caesar, the Clark sisters, Mahalia Jackson, Shaka Khan, Millie Jackson, Natalie Cole, Dionne Warwick. It is Melba Moore, Grover
Mm,
Washington Jr., like Patty Austin.
mm,
I can keep going. Phyllis Hyman.
mm,
Like the list goes on and on. I was given rich, rich, rich music. Roberta Flack, Donny
mm,
Hathaway. You
mm,
know, my catalog in my brain in vinyl. I was in the era of vinyl, so and art and covers and Al Green and Miles Davis and Jimi Hendrix. Like I just had so much of it, and but I've always been trendy, Sugar Hill Gang and all those things, hip hop to Curtis Blow. Like I was able to take the past
yeah.
and let the present both have a room at in my house, which means like Def Tamala's music is you hear me. My voice is different, but you hear the past and you hear the future like really coming together. And I wanted an album that, was an album. Like I like bodies of work. I'm a Coldplay person. I love the group Coldplay because
Yep.
Coldplay, you may not hear them on the radio all the time, but they always go number one
Mm-hmm.
because people that are supporting them, they buy a body of work. They get into the gig. And my gig is I want people to enjoy the experience. So you may not feel one song, but then you go through something and then 2 weeks later, you're going to like, oh, that was dope. Like that's exactly what I need. You know what I'm saying? That
Right.
is exactly what I need. And so my album is all these colors. It's infused with soul, R&B, jazz, a little bit of blues, and gospel. But it's not like um separated. It's blended in soul. Like all those genres are blended into the soul structure because I'm a soul person.
Mm,
Soul music for me, people, inquire about what is soul music. What's the difference between soul and R&B? R&B is love making music. R&B is slow dragging. R&B is get that business in. R&B is cuss you out. You better watch yourself. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Soul music is message music.
yeah.
Soul music touches the soul. It
Yeah.
is not just love, it's deep love. It's not just hurt, it's deep hurt. It's not just deep party, it's deep party. So when you deal with soul artists, the Barry Whites and all these different ones, they're not trying to be wordy. They're not giving you these like today's music where it's like a bunch of words and a bunch of backgrounds. Aretha Franklin just sung and she may give you 3-part harmony on the hook and that was it. But Spanish Harlem was Spanish Harlem. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So D'Angelo, Raphael Sadiq, Lucy Pearl, all these people represent like more of the future of soul. So one day I was studying Nina Simone. Nina Simone is one of my favorite. Nina said, we are to reflect the times as artists. We're supposed to
Mm,
do that. It's ironic because Beyonce actually quoted that when she won her 28 Grammys. I thought that was really deep to hear somebody quote a Nina Simone. So it lets you know where their brain's at. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the thing. I love to hear people speak. Like Jay-Z is one of my favorites because he always lets you know where he's at. So it lets you know, wow, that's who you really are. Like it's deeper than that.
right.
But I'm claiming, and I'm saying it on this right now, I'm claiming to be the emperor of soul. That's my
Mm.
goal. I don't want to be the king. There was already king.
I think you already are. I think the world's
Yeah,
just
like Nina was the empress of soul, and I relate to Nina Simone. I studied it. I watched her create the Black Woodstock. Basically, people don't understand that, and I watched how she was and the songs that she did. So for me, I feel like that's the thing that I see an emperor of soul, and to bring back the story. And I think it started off with Eve of 17, but then when Def Tamala's music came, it was like boom. It was like whoa. So now I'm about to get ready for the next part of the journey, and I feel like I'm super excited. Even though I'm nervous about it, I'm super excited, like because that freedom is here. That freedom is finally here, and Yeah, so Def Demon's music. If you don't, Lisa, check it out. Go on Apple, go on iTunes, check out Def Demon's music. I promise you, Lisa, we can talk about it because it's a good album. But yes, I'm trying to say it's worthy.
And Lisa, make sure you check out That's That on TV on Instagram.
Oh yeah, that's on that. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, indeed. And let's see. She said she sure will.
Thank you, Lisa.
New friends. See, this is what we do.
That's
You
what
know,
I'm saying. That's a blessing. You know what I mean?
you know what I mean? Yeah. Listen, I think I'm going. I had a regimen to this. I'm gonna swap it. I'm gonna move some stuff around because I think after all of this talk
You
about
go to it. Do it.
all this talk about music, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Like what you currently working on? Oh, let's do that. What are you currently working on?
Oh, that was a good segue because I was like, ooh. But yeah, I'm excited because I'll share with you. My new album is called Chocolate Freedom.
Mm.
It is so syruply good. Like Chocolate Freedom is, I'm a journey person. When I make a record, I make an album, I just go on the journey. So it's whatever it takes. I'm a whatever it takes type of person, meaning like if I have to go back and re-record, if I have to do something, I'm doing it. So it started out being 4 songs and now it's 11. So the single comes out June in Black Music Month, which is called Chocolate Freedom.
Okay.
I just worked on it last night with the band because I want it to be live. So I'm going to go in the studio and make this record a live record with piano, bass, guitar, keys, and drums. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to have that feeling on the air. I wanted them to feel this live emoting song. It's got changes and it's just good. But the cool thing about Chocolate Freedom is the evolution of KBana Blaq because you're getting a little bit of trap and soul.
Mm.
You're getting the poet. I'm doing poetry on it. Like it's scratching DJ. It's like it's just good. And then it took me to another place. Like people are just gonna see just a whole another KBana Blaq. I'm very excited. So it comes out Independence Day, July 4th, which is my mom and dad's wedding anniversary.
Mm. Okay.
I always try to use my family as muses for my projects. Like I already know the project name for my sister is going to be called We Are Music, and it's going to be more worship and soul because she's a true worshiper. So I can't wait to do that, but I want an orchestra and I want a band.
Mm.
I told God when I make that album, I want it to be a monster masterpiece because it's called We Are Music. And I've written the song, I've sung the song a cappella. It's touching. And the word says, are we music? Are we the instruments? Are we the melody? Are we the harmony? Are we God's symphony? Can we be? It's just great. So for me, I always get visually. I always see things very 3D when I'm working. So this is great. Tomorrow night, I'm actually possibly going to be in a sitcom called The Cafe. We're filming the pilot, and if it goes well, they'll put it on Amazon Prime. I play a character that's funny, silly bartender. So gonna see how that goes. That is really growing. I love the platform. I'm at right now 35 shows. I started in December. But music saves me. Music is like, that's the thing for me. Like, I'm ready to go back touring. I'm ready to, my biggest thing is I just want access.
Mm.
If you give me access, baby, you better get ready. When I get the access that my favorites have, I ain't even worried about the pay. My access will get me paid because what's in this brain of mine, if I could do it, lemonade. Shoot, y'all would get Kool-Aid. Shoot, y'all would get the packet. Like I know, like visually, the things that I'm able to do on the small budgets that I have, what I could do with access is ridiculous. To me, it is on levels of like Michael Jackson and beyond. And I know people be like, how dare you? Well, I was inspired by the king of pop. He was my first creative source. Like singing and is Whitney Houston, but creativity is Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
like he was it. He opened my visuals of what Black is, how great it is. So of course, you know, a lot of people where they mess up is they put people on such a high pedestal that they go, well, no one will ever. You're not supposed to be competing, but you're supposed to do greater works because that's called the next generation. I would love to see someone go a higher level than a Whitney Houston. And in some ways, that probably would be a Beyonce because she's a female Michael Jackson singer. You know what I'm saying? Like she's doing her thing. I mean, what she's doing is ridiculous. Like her visuals, it's ridiculous. 28 Grammys, it's ridiculous. Ain't nobody ever done it. So I feel like that's my goal. My goal is like, yo,
push the
I want soul music to have a superstar. Like I feel like soul music had a superstar like Marvin Gaye because he was a superstar.
Yeah, he was.
James Brown. Yeah, it has to do. It's time for soul music to have a superstar, and I want it to be me. Yeah, I said it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it. Listen, let's get to your music, brother, because it's time. It's time. Now, first of all, let me ask you this: how are you on time? Because
I'm good. I am good. I have nothing but rest because tomorrow I'm singing. I'm doing a special on artists. So we're doing a concert at the theater. So I'm really excited. So yeah, you know, it's gonna be nice. But yeah, I'm good.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Make sure. You know
I'm good. I'm good.
Good.
If I start going like this, like yo, for real though, son, I gotta.
if you do that,
like if I do that, yo, for real, son, you know what I mean? Like I know you wanna, you know what I'm saying, but nah, kid.
yeah.
No, I ain't gonna do it. I'm really good. That's right, Lisa. I'm claiming it.
Exactly. Lisa,
go Lisa, go.
Lisa always chimes in, but she ain't chimed in this much on nobody. So you was definitely you claim it. All that. So listen, we got three samples of your work.
Okay.
So let's start with "Be Unapologetically You."
Okay. Unapologetically You, I felt like it's really important for the world to see Black men in all their colors. I am a big person on fashion. Mm-hmm. I love, one of my favorites is Grace Jones and Grace Jones's brother. I really love what she did for us. She challenged how Black women are supposed to be, you know, singing, especially with natural hair, a flat top, the dark skin. She really challenged it. So, Basquiat, I hope I'm saying it right. I've always loved his painting, his work, his imagery. And so I saw a hoodie and I saw a crown, but then I saw a flash of all these different genres of me. And so I got with Sergio, amazing videographer, and we made some magic.
Hey, shout out to Sergio. Shout out to KBana Blaq. We have this song.
Hope you like it, Lisa.
Be Unapologetically You. Here we go. Check this out.
playing that record, what were you thinking?
That man gave you the flavors. That man gave you the flavors. Sorry, I had the mic muted real quick.
That's okay. No, you good. You good.
That man gave you the flavors.
Flavor in your ear.
Yo, listen.
Yeah.
Shout out to the visuals, man.
Thank you. I live for challenging myself first, and then I live for the challenge of others. You don't have to like everything I do. I'm not here to, please people. I'm more so one trying to find my tribe, because I don't like calling people fans. I call them tribe supporters. So for me, it's like I just want people to see something different, whether you like it or not. It's just good to see something different, because it allows you not to be comfortable. All right now, love it. All right, good. Yeah, so I just wanted people to see my visual energy, fashion wise, and just having fun. That's that part that's important to me. And then the music, music allows me to tell different stories. I tell so many different stories in my music. And I always tell people, expect the unexpected with KBana Blaq, and you'll be okay.
Yeah, I have lived that story, and I agree 1000%.
Like, don't try to don't think you know what I'm gonna do next, because you be like, oh man.
Yeah. Nah, you can't compartmentalize your art, bro. Like it's not even worthy of the energy that you put out in the universe, and that's just real.
And I try to be very, I say to me, one of my other role models is Prince, but unlike Prince, I do commercial music. I feel like Prince was like, look, whatever I want to do, I'm gonna do it. Okay. I am one that makes music that people still can understand it and get it. I want it to be commercial in that way. Like, I deliberately construct and create things for people to have a better understanding, because if not, then then to me it becomes selfish music, selfish visuals. So I always create first my ideas, and then within the ideas I'll say, now how do I make it relatable for people to understand it? Because then it's not like a painting where I'm like, yeah, look at my painting, and then you interpret it the way you want to. No, this is like legit stuff that you're saying in people's ears and giving them things to see. So that's important to me.
Yeah. Oh, hey, listen, I love it, and I'm like Simon Cowell, bro. Like I refuse to budge on a lot of things, but yeah, you got to work, man.
Thank you.
No problem. Public Enemy.
Public Enemy. Wow. Public Enemy for me was my voice. It was me speaking about my Afro community during the time of Black Lives Matter was really intense, and we was dealing with a lot of hate crimes, murders, not just crimes, but murders. And the line is, I'm afraid to be great. Do I leave a bad taste in your mouth? Does it makes me weak to even speak positive things about me? Meaning like, my greatness is already threatened because I'm Black. I get hate because I'm already Black, beyond my talents and my gift. So I am the public enemy, and I didn't do it. It's not my fault. It's the narrative that you created for me. So with this visual, I wanted to give an homage to Panthers, to the Black Panthers. I wanted to give an homage to my urban African head wrap culture, but I used the American flag as the blindfold because it represents like I'm in prison here, but I didn't do it. I shouldn't be in prison in where I live. So it was definitely a way for me to have a moment of artistic freedom, and I put it out right before voting. I put it out 3 days before it was time to vote, and I was very deliberate in pushing the narrative of voting. So
check out the visuals of Public Enemy. Here we go.
I'm afraid to be great. You will leave a bad taste in your mouth. You don't appreciate me. Oh, no, you don't. It makes me weak to even speak positive things about me. Cause I don't want you to hurt me. Cause you can't hurt me, no. You're so jealous with an ego. Always a hero. Never, ever, ever any kind of De Niro. Always working for the good of the people. Never, ever, ever being equal with the people. Open your mind because the change is coming. Open your ears because you better start running. Open your mouth because my mouth is moving with a verbal vengeance to take you out. Can't take me, can't take me, can't take me out. Can't take me out, can't take me, can't take me. Ain't nobody gonna stop my shine. Ain't nobody gonna block my grind. Ain't nobody, nobody, nobody. Ain't nobody, nobody, nobody. Open your ears because the change is coming. Open your mind because you better start running. Ain't nobody, nobody, nobody. Ain't nobody, nobody, nobody. Ain't nobody gonna stop my shine. Ain't nobody gonna block my grind. Ain't nobody, nobody, nobody. Ain't nobody, nobody, nobody. Open your ears because the change is coming. Open your mind because you better start running. Ain't nobody, nobody, nobody. Ain't nobody, nobody, nobody.
if this makes you think, great. If this makes you uneasy, great. If this makes you uncomfortable, great. Because being uncomfortable really brings change because it makes people pay attention. I'm an artist in the streets, amongst the people, in the noise. And my job as an artist is to make you uncomfortable so that you're ready to bring change. And I need you to do it on November 3rd. November 3rd, I need you to vote. Get uncomfortable. We need to hear your voice on November 3rd. This is a message for KBana Blaq, the artist.
Well, you better send the message. You better send the message. You can, man. Send the message, man.
Like this year has been tough. We've lost so much, and to see the things that have happened for me, even with George Floyd, it just kind of, that was traumatic. But even more so was the young boy that was being chased by those two men. I mean, we've had like murders, and it just felt like, you know, I see a lot of artists, and I get, you know, that we are not all deep, but we all should take our moments and use our platforms for change. And I just didn't feel good enough like doing my regular stuff and not using my platform to address a problem.
Right.
So I felt like that was the best way. And thank you.
You know what's interesting about this? Like, again, I always wanted this platform to be something like having a conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
A hard conversation. As you said in your video so eloquently, it's like, if this makes you uncomfortable, great. If this makes you, you know what I'm saying, uneasy, great. Because change comes from uncomfortable. It comes from easy. You know what I mean? You can't. Why would you follow somebody that's never failed before? That's ridiculous. You know what I mean? So we as a society, as a entity, why do we believe and trust in something that predicates something that's unfallible? That's like people believing in the Titanic. It's like, why would you believe in the Titanic? You need to believe in the fact that the possibility is that this ship is sinkable, but everybody wants to believe in the infallible to a fault.
Yeah, that's fact. You spitting facts. Most times we would rather believe the lie instead of the truth, because the lie is where we want to be, but the truth is actually what will set us free. So I've learned, before I believe in a lie, let me find out what the truth is and then adjust myself accordingly. You know, I hate flying planes, period. Because the truth of the matter is it can go down. So before I go on one, I need to address myself. Did I say the things that I wanted to say to my people? Did I not take for granted my life and hug on my people, love on my people? Like, every day you walk out of your house, we just take for granted that an accident is very much possible. You know, it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what's going on with me, but I'm glad, because it's an awareness. It's like an avatar is in my body. Like, it's saying, pay attention to what is your blessing. Pay attention to what you neglect. When I wake up in the morning, I'm super grateful. I listen to the same worship song pretty much every day. Live, 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 live every day, because it's really real, you know. And I think when we understand life is fragile, Sting is one of my favorite singers. I love his tone.
Amazing.
And he has a song called Fragile. Dopest song ever. Dopest song ever. How fragile we are.
Amen to that. Lisa Dove says, some people don't want to be free, because then you got to do something, because there are no excuses.
That's a whole bop. Say that, Lisa. Say
that. We got to put y'all two together on the show. I swear, everything.
Yeah, that'd be great. I would love to.
So the last one, again, I want to be thoughtful of time, but I'm gonna tell you flat out, I don't care. I really want this to. I want people to get the full experience of this entire interview. So I mean, if you're good on time, I want to keep it moving as according.
I'm good. Because I know you had some order, and we'll try to get through all the questions and stuff.
I had order, but you know what I'm saying. Like, again, what's more important? The quality or the quantity? I want to go with the quality. So that's what we're going to do. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So Lisa's on LOL status, and that's awesome. And she says she would love to do it. So it's incumbent upon me to try to create this thing.
Yeah, so come on, Lisa.
I have to do this. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna figure this out ASAP.
ASAP Rocky.
We gotta Lisa, KBana. I'm gonna figure out the and make it work. We're gonna make it work For sure. Light.
Oh yeah. Okay. Light is dedicated to my mom. It's at the beginning of the album. It has this New Orleans kind of feeling to it because, you know, New Orleans, they celebrate death. They dance, they make parades. But for me, I wore black, but I wore it more in the African garb. It's usually a lot of times I don't show my hair anymore for a reason, which y'all get to see the new look in July. But the video just showed freedom and transparency and spirit of like, you know, only in the sunshine. You know, it talks about only in the sunshine, only in the sunshine. Because my favorite nursery rhyme I used to sing to the kids is, "You are my sunshine, my only sunshine." Like I used to love singing that. The kids were like, you know, rocking and stuff. I love what it meant. You know, you make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. That's my relationship with my mom. My mom taught me how to work. I had a job with a two-wheel grocery cart pulling papers when I was 13. You know, I was able to learn independence with my mom. I was able to build a relationship that I have now with God with my mom. I was able to see not being afraid of work because my mom would work 3 jobs. My mom got things done. You know, and my mom was funny and she was silly. Even when my mom passed the cancer and lost her hair, she was still silly, you know. And so for me, it's important for me to give back to her every time I can, every chance I can. My biggest thing that I've done for my mom is I created a whole play called Oh Where Is My Christmas Tree. It went 4 years and sold out every year. It would have been the 5th year this time, but I wasn't able to do it. So, you know, so the light is that. So hope you enjoy it. It's an interlude. It's an introduction to the album.
Yeah, and again, I apologize because I mean I know you were mid thought, and I didn't, you know, that's, I understand how that comes across, but I was seriously listening to you. I just wanted to make sure.
No. I'm chewing juicy fruit and Twizzlers. Get your life. I'm good. So you're good. You're good. I told you I'm really not deep. You know, if I had some chicken right now, I'd probably eat that in front of your face too.
Look, light by KBana.
Light.
Here we go. Check this out.
Only in the sun shines. Only in sunshine.
Listen.
So definitely, I love that. That was filmed by Sergio too, and I love working with him because he really brought a lot of my vision to life and made the visuals match the album. I love that.
You know what I love about the fact that your visuals, they're not caged. And what I mean by caged is that it doesn't fit a whole, oh, we need to have a hold on 3 and a third minute. You know, it doesn't fit the whole box of, oh, well, it has to be the song or over extra to do the whole cinematography of it. It's the point. This is what I want you to see. This is what I want you to feel.
Right. And I feel like I do clickbait videos. I want you to go to the album. So sometimes I don't do full songs because I want people to go to the album. I want you to get to the music. you know. And as well as being an artist, I have to be a businessman too. I have to know my business. I have to know, you know, that we're in a microwavable society. So I have to know how to cater. So I know how to feed the young people meat off of tuna. I can give you a little tuna can, and you feel like you got a little steak because of the way I packaged that tuna can up, but it's a little tuna. So you can go back and say, yo, let me go check out this album. And, you know, this new record, like I have what I think is 36 tattoos now. 36. I went on this whole, like, it's on my chest, it's on my back, you know, my hair is like long. Like, I wanted freedom in a different way. And I am so excited. One of my favorite movies is Mahogany. Mahogany!
Brilliant movie.
Yo, Diana Ross is an underrated actress. But the movie felt black. And that's how I wanted this project to feel. I wanted it to feel rich and free and artistic and revolutionary. Because I remember watching Mahogany, and she designed those outfits. And they're still ahead. Like, the stuff that she created, like, people are actually, them chicks are doing it now. Like, she was ahead. Diana Ross is very ahead in her thinking. And I love that. And so I'm just very excited. Like, you know, I listen to an album once it's done in completion for 6 months straight, literally. And I sit with it to find order, transitions, what works, what doesn't work, what is first single, second single, third single. Like, it is, I sit with it. So I'm almost at the end of my 6 months, and I love when I'm in this phase because then it's creating time. It's making videos, and it's where we're gonna go. And the pandemic has opened my eyes to such creativity, and I cannot wait to roll out what I'm about to give. And my goal is, you know, I met someone in California, and now I know y'all. Like, I'm ready to move. I feel like it's time for KBana to connect with the people that can take me across the Velvet Road. And I wanted to finish this project because I feel like this is the project that's going to help produce that. So, you know.
Well, you come to LA, you already know what time it is, man. You better come.
Look, I am coming. Like, I'm coming. Even if it's the first trip to learn the land and make some doors open up, I'm coming. Like, so that's a given. Soon as this project done, I'm coming.
I do want to say this though, and this is on the beat. This is the first, like, literally just came out of my head when I throw it out. Because you mentioned it. You love Mahogany, right?
Do I need to show you some stuff, man?
No. Hold on.
Dude, I got posters. I got books.
Let's talk about penning a series for Mahogany and pitching it.
Wait a minute, hold on. Wait a minute. Okay, so you saying, what you saying?
I'm saying you obviously are one that's hip to the culture. The meat and potatoes, the energy of what Mahogany was at the time, because like you said, it was iconic for the culture at the time. Right. Don't you think for the culture and the time, it's time that somebody redid it?
Okay, so I thought you said this. Okay, so let me like, this is spooky. I'm gonna say how spooky this is.
Okay.
I pre-wrote a script. It's not done. It's like a little bit called Mahasha.
Okay.
It's the male version of Mahogany that I wanted to play. wrote everything down, put all the stuff, made it done because I draw dresses, I draw suits, I do all that kind of stuff. And I've always, to the point, catch this, that I was supposed to go to New York City, I think it's 2 years ago, that I wanted to do a movie short that was like at least 20 minutes long and put it on YouTube, because I felt like another thing that I wanted to break is the stories that are shown of Black men are very limited.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times it takes a pioneer spirit to do something else to open the door.
Agreed.
So I was like, I really want to break this stereotype and show something different. So yeah. So that's why I was like, wait, what would you say? Hold up. I'm like, I would love to.
We need to have a conversation about that.
Yeah, we do. I was like, literally.
I really vibe with what you're saying, and I agree, because mahogany was a change in pace for the time. It's one of those things that's like it was for the culture at the time, and that people look back at it now and like, wow, that was classic. But I'm like, it needs it now.
And the funny thing is, they didn't realize all the layers. It you know, success is nothing unless you have somebody to share it with. They didn't realize like the whole premise of politics, fighting against something, being in something and not appreciating someone, like her dreams and her goals, being in an industry that is abusive and not respectful, jealousy. It was so many things, but I just love the texture of how it's filmed. Like I saw Coming to America too.
Mm.
And the only thing that I was disappointed with, it was really great, is that it's sad that people are so in HD. HD takes away the integrity sometimes of, like when they showed Coming to America clips in Coming to America 2, I was like, oh, I'm glad y'all did it. But when you do it, you kind of see the difference, because then sometimes high tech takes away things looking real. I feel like I was watching a doggone series of Coming to America 2. Don't get me wrong, I laughed. It was hilarious. I'm so glad they did it. Boom. But I would love for them to kind of chosen not so much of high definition. And that goes to show you how deep I am into film. No, like I am very much into film. I am very much into nostalgia, and certain things need to look a certain way in order for people to kind of get it. So mahogany, man, you didn't already like open Pandora's box, buddy.
We need to talk.
I mean,
and my thing is, I've already eviscerated Coming to America 2. I'm just letting you know. So I mean, you know, yeah. So
wait, let me show you some. Hold on.
Okay, we left the champ. Yeah, an interview. I've never had that before. This is awesome. Well, we lit.
I'm gonna show you 3 classic things of inspiration that I've never done. Okay. These are 3 things that inspire me. The first thing, we're having show and tell. Huh.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Is my Lenny Kravitz book.
Wow. Okay.
And this is hard to find. Okay. He was the first one to really put his life out there, and I actually am looking for someone to help me to produce the same thing, because I think that I could do this now. Like at first I was hesitant about doing it, but it's a pictorial book, and I feel like I can do the same thing because my life has, you know, shown me all these different things. But this man is like historic. Like he is, I'm going the wrong way because I'm trying to do it. The next thing is, this is original billfold from Diana. Like this is the original copy of the billfold for Diana Ross and Mahogany.
Okay. With
her designs, everything in the book. Like I am literally, like when I see nostalgia, which first of all, look how beautiful that woman was. That's a gorgeous black woman. And then this is the Bible.
Oh well, yeah, that I get what
Vinyl.
you're saying.
Yeah, this is it. And that is my goal. Like my goal is to create those kinds of things. And I want to create an album that is completely timeless, that the world will celebrate. I want to create a body of theatrical work that people can really remember. And I want to definitely do the book thing. So I have like these goals in my head. So I'm always open when somebody's really serious.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm very serious. We'll definitely chat offline about that, brother, because especially you rang a bell with that one. I'm just going to throw that out there. Let's get through this though, because we are severely over time. But guess what?
Right. So do a quick gun it. I'm ready.
Oh, hold on. Let me check with the producers. All right, we good. So, hot topics. My favorite time. Anybody that watches the beat knows that hot topics are one of my favorites. Okay, it's my favorite segment of the show. These are a series of questions designed for people to get to the viewers to get an understanding of who you are through random based questioning. So let's rapid fire these things off. 5 cool things about Hampton Roads. Hampton Roads. What are 5 cool things about Hampton Roads that you can run out?
The art in the street,
The
the beach,
VA, Bob Beach is everything.
the food is really good now. My goodness. We have really, the food thing, we have become, we own it. We own it. That's all I want to tell you. The food, especially shrimp and grits around here, is amazing. It's called The Bird. It's wonderful. Like, it's really a lot of, really, I call very boutique catering has started to really happen around in our area. So that's the, of course, the music and musicianship and artists.
Okay.
And then the last one for me would probably be the tourism. It is a place where you can really come and there's museums and different sites, and we really have things for people to see.
Okay. Yeah, and I can agree with all of those. I'm not familiar with the foodie part of it, but I can agree with everything.
Yeah, the food thing just started. Like, we started getting a lot of like chefs coming to our area deliberately. So it's been interesting. It's been very interesting.
Okay.
And hotels.
Well, yeah, that part is always.
we already have our first Black-owned hotel on Granby, a big one. It's called Grayscale, but it's Black-owned, and it's it's high. Like, I was so proud, and it's beautiful artwork inside. I was like, wow. So,
Grayscale.
I think it's called Grayscale. I'll give you the name for sure.
Send it to me. I need to research. That person needs to be on the beat ASAP. And to Flew West ASAP. Okay. 3 things you didn't know. What's 3 things that the world does not know about KBana Blaq, or 3 things that the world may have wrong about KBana Blaq that you want to rectify and to make sure that you clarify?
Well, they didn't know I had all these tattoos, for sure, because I never thought I would have tattoos.
Okay.
I am very confrontational. So we would not know. I mean, confrontational in the sense of I will stand for something if I believe it. Like, I'm not one that shies away from it. So a lot of people see my happy-go-lucky side, but I will definitely stand for people, and I will stand for things that I feel there is injustice quickly.
Okay.
And I love the Golden Girls.
If you don't, we got to question you, because
you know what I'm saying? I got my Golden Girl t-shirt. I watch it every night with Nanny and Martin and anybody else, but I am the Golden Girls is like, that is it. I love them.
No, if you just YouTube Rose Nyland, what is it? Sayings. There's a whole thing.
First of all, the woman that plays Rose, what's her name again?
Betty White.
I watched her documentary. Yeah, amazing. I didn't know that she was the first woman of TV either. Very great documentary. I've always thought her timing was super funny. She's another one. She's like a white version of Cicely Tyson. She's lived such a full, life. Like, and she lived a full out life doing what she loves to do and still doing it. So yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Betty White. She
Shout out to Betty White.
is the icon for
She is. I would love to be in a movie with her. That'd be dope.
Netflix, what? Like, what's on your visual playlist, man? What have you watched? It doesn't have to be Netflix. It could be, Hulu. It could be Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, HBO Max, like all of these new things. It could be in a movie theater. But what have you seen that you be like, you know what? This is something that KBana Blaq approves. This is dope. This is awesome.
Well, I love I think it's a Netflix, the remake of Lethal Weapon with I think it's one of the Wayans.
Okay,
really, it's really good. Okay. Movie wise, I just watched Nobody's Fool.
Oh, okay.
I just watched The Wiz. I just watched Jumpin' Jack Flash.
You mean whoa? They don't
just watched. Yeah, Jumpin' Jack Flash is a gas. Yeah, I just watched that. I just watched what is the series with Tony Danza and Who's the Boss? It's like a mystery show. Love that. Okay. That's on Netflix. His son is a cop. He just got out of jail, and they're always solving these mysteries. I love murder mysteries. Speaking of that, I watch Murder, She Wrote on Prime all day long. Let me tell y'all something. Like, I am TV shows that are shows. A movie that was dope to me was what is her name? She played in Creed.
Okay.
The girlfriend, but she has a film. Yes. It's a film that's on Prime right now. It's so good. It's a love story.
I know exactly what you're saying. It has Nandi Asmoa as the
it's really good, really good. Okay. And I like going through, tell you Netflix, sometimes I'll just look at a cover and I'll click the button and just go. And I watch Tubi a lot, Tubi and Pluto. Like, it's a lot. I'll just watch Mark and Mindy. Like, I'm that type of person. I'm very nostalgic, but movie-wise, that one was really good. But Jumpin' Jack Flash, that was good to me. So that's been on my life. That's on my list.
It's cool. Did you see Malcolm and Marie?
Say again?
Did you see Malcolm and Marie?
I did not get to see that yet, and I heard really good things, but I did watch Amend.
Okay.
Very good. That was interesting. I'm a documentary person too. I'm really a documentary person. Like, I like documentaries.
What's the series that's on Netflix? Not Resurrected. It's something, but like they have the joint where we're talking about Malcolm X, and they had one was talking about Sam Cooke.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I haven't seen that one. Okay. And I like watching home shows. Figure Upper. Yes. Yeah. So Prime is my station that I watch. Netflix is like movies, but that's about it.
Okay. All right. Cool. Audibly though, my playlist popping? What you listening to that everybody else need to be up on?
Let me say, okay. First, from the gospel end, J.J. Harrison, Live is like the praise that you need, and Kiera Shear's Out of My Mind, dope story. It's kind of like more ballady. That's from that end. From I do not know how to say his name, but he's super dope. He's married. He has all his videos. They're like monochromatic on green. I think his name Toby Nuwanji or something like that. He just performed with the Roots. They just named him like the King of Soul or something like that. He's real dope. But I don't know how to pronounce his name. But I love his stuff. I've been listening to a lot of Jasmine Sullivan's album. Like, I really like Jasmine. that new album is really good to me. Like she's, it's just sonically, it's a great storytelling. Hotels is a great sonically storytelling album. I love Losing My Way by the song is called Losing My Way. Tom Misch, White Boy. Yeah, totally dope. I love I went back and started listening to Brand New Heavy's first album.
Oh yeah.
Is it Sinner? No. What is it? I gotta look at my list. Because I've been listening to a lot of underground music on SoundCloud.
Okay.
Like, if you want to hear something new and different, go on SoundCloud. Like, it has so many amazing artists. Summer Walker Live. Oh God. Like, I've been watching this show from 2017 that I didn't know it's acoustic. She's playing guitar. Summer Walker Live is so much better than her records. Like, I get it, love her records, they're cool, but her live is outstanding. So I've been listening to a lot of that. PJ Morton. Anything PJ Morton.
Someone to Love. It's well, not Someone to Love. Was it for the TV show? I didn't know about Ready to Love. I was just like, bro, that's PJ Morton, bro. Didn't know. Never knew.
And Yibba, Yibba is great. Then I have now, as far as my indie artists that are my friends, Samo, Out of This World, Carlos Amon, Out of This World. Those are two artists that are super dope, like, and they're indie. But Samo, he's getting real popular. Like, his numbers are growing. He's been on like the Terrell Show and all these different platforms singing, but he has this like country soul voice, and it's Samo, Samoht. It is Thomas spelled backwards.
Would never have even got it.
Right.
Awesome. Okay.
So yeah. So I'm just. I listen to a lot of music.
Cool. All right. Bet that. Because it's time, but I'm like, you know what? I'm fighting it. So guess what? I'm fighting it. You know what? Let's just move on. I'm
fighting it, and the fight is over.
No, you know what I mean. So it is what it is. But no, I hear you. I hear you with your list. Your list is awesome, and PJ Morton.
Yeah.
Transition, because you made it out of the hot topics, and I appreciate that. Because a lot of you'd be surprised how many people don't have that down. Let's go back to you.
Okay.
What is that? That's on that TV. I said it earlier wrong. I said that's that on TV, and that's
on that TV.
Right.
It's a platform where I talk to world changers controlling the narrative. Let me fix my headset. There, boom, blah. Okay, that's on that TV is me talking to world changers that I feel are building bridges instead of ditches, and they're allowing themselves to be transparent on how they're building, and they're not hiding the process. And so there's so many people out here that we see and that we respect, and we want to really, navigate their truth, and they're willing to share it. And I'm able to talk to them about their platform, like you're coming on the show, and I get to talk to you about all of this amazingness that you've created from the ground up of, like, because I'm so impressed with the show and how it looks aesthetically and what it takes, and it allows people that have dreams to stop dreaming and be more visual and make it reality. It allows people to make things manifest. So my show is a one-on-one conversation, and it's cool and it's fun, and it's just really talking, and I ask the questions that I think people want to ask, and people are in the live and they're super allowed to ask any question. But I love the show, but I was really led to do the show because God was like, I want to build your network so you can see your net worth. And I was like, what you mean? And I was like, I don't know what that means. And he was like, I need you to understand who you are. And it goes back to the spoon. the dirty spoon. That people choose when they want to support you or not. And for me, I'm the popular person that people make a decision on that gift thing instead of that person thing.
Right.
You know, as great as I may be to other people, sometimes it's hard for people to adjust or swallow the idea and the brand of KBana Blaq. But people always will love a person that shines light on them. So when I started doing that on that TV, I chose people that I felt led to choose. But then it started to open the door. And I'm being real honest. All of a sudden, everybody that wasn't, was. Those that isn't, is. I said it like that.
Yeah.
And so therefore, God was showing me how people respond to fame and perception. So my goal is I'm not changing my narrative. I'm just going to be who I am, and I'm going to still keep the integrity of the show, because that's another thing. When fame comes, you have to learn how to keep your integrity and be authentic and stay true to what you're doing. So I don't put anybody on the show that I don't believe in. I don't put anybody on the show that I don't support. I don't put anybody on the show that I don't research. I don't put anybody on the show that I feel like is bringing damage. So, you know, but I think the show is opening people to my truth and my personality. So the perception that they have, you know, a lot of times I can say this and I can be very transparent. People that have the gay KBana in their face, those are the ones that have the most problems, because then they start to see me and be like, oh, well, he's not what I thought. Because everybody has their stereotype.
Right.
They have what they think it is and isn't. And I don't even talk about my life. As long as you know me, I don't say anything about my personal life because it's none of nobody's business. But I realized, like, my character, my speaking, the way I do things, people have a way a person is supposed to sound that's straight or look that's straight. So what happens is the show allows them to see my humanity. It allows them to see my truth. It allows them to see my heart, and allows them to see my spirit. And then they go and have an aha moment. And it's like, oh, he good, he cool. But then it's like not seeing the truth though. So I tell people, you can be friends with anyone, but you can't be family with everyone.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I want to take a spin off of something that you said earlier. You said, what is it? The network makes the net worth. Like I can't.
I'm gonna build your network so you can see your net worth. Mm-hmm.
Right. And I always put it in a different way. I said the network makes the net work in a different way. You know what I mean? And so that was always my belief in it too. So it's just like, okay, I totally understand what you're getting at. I just say it a different way. You know what I mean? And
at first I didn't get it. I was just being obedient because, you know, let's talk about this. You know, everybody got a show, everybody got a podcast, everybody an artist. Like, I don't want to be that person. I just want to be me. So I kind of pushed against it. Like, I don't know if I should do this because everybody doing it and everybody da. But then I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And once I started to do it and I started to see how I was approaching it, I realized, okay, I have a place. Because I always say, you'll know if you're doing too much if you are not filling a void. I think in life, you should see the voids that you feel as opposed to the people that you compromise. Meaning, like, if you're not filling the void, then you're actually compromising the person that is actually supposed to fill the void. You're getting in the way. Get out the way. Don't just model because you're pretty. Model because you're going to fill a void in the industry that your face is not there.
It's funny because
find out your identity. Because when I look at certain models, everybody can model, but you can tell the ones that realize purpose. You know, some people, they're to be, you know, models for just traditional roles like runway. But if you want to be a model, you should know, like, what is my purpose? Like, what is it in this? And if you're competing with someone, usually that's the telltale sign that it's not for you. You don't have to compete. Like, I'm not in competition with anybody because no one can be KBana Blaq. Competition is made by the people that want to put me in competition.
Whew. Bro, listen, hold up. That might come back. We gonna bring that back in 2021 for sure.
Yeah, they definitely, you put me in competition, you put my name and stuff, but I'm not putting my name in it. I'm not in competition with anybody. I realize I'm just doing me. That's it. Success is a scary thing because when people get successful, that's when people say, well, you can only have one this and you can only have one that. That's a lie. You can have 5,000 of them if you want to.
And this is we have a lot of very similar thought processes because I equate it to hamburgers. I know that sounds weird, but I equate it to hamburgers. I tell people all the time. It's like, you know what? If people stopped at McDonald's with hamburgers, there'd be like no Burger King, there'd be no Fuddruckers, there'd be no, like other hamburger spots. At the end of the day, it is what it is. You got to be in the business of making hamburgers. You know what I mean? So, like, just because somebody else has a podcast doesn't mean that your podcast will be unsuccessful. Just people are going to come to your establishment for what you bring to the table.
Yeah, it's just like ice cream. It's an appetite. If you are consistent, and like I'm starting to understand my consistency. If you're consistent in being whatever that is pleasing to the masses, then you win.
Right.
Because eventually your tribe, like Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is so consistent in being Chick-fil-A, it's not even funny. And one of the things that they were consistent about was, we do not work on Sundays. And because of that, it brought in who? The church.
Right.
That was an audience immediately. There's no restaurant that does that in real life. So then they go in and said, well, we want to do value, but not value the customer, value our employees. They got umbrellas, rain suits, fans, overhead blocking sun. So then you bring in the customers that appreciate that you appreciate your workers. Then they have the nerve to have people outside working so that you get immediate service. So then you feel like, oh my goodness, you care about me too. Then on top of that, your food is good. Then on top of that, you don't feel like you're competing with yourself because you can have 4 Chick-fil-A's on one street and they'll all be busy. That's when I knew, oh, they winning because they're being themselves. And that's what I had to recognize. KBana, if you be yourself, ain't nobody gonna do nothing with you. There's nothing that they can do to you. Because at the end of the day, you're going to give to the audience that is for you. And I'm believing and claiming, like Lisa said, I'm claiming that for myself in this new season.
So many nuggets in this. They're gonna go back and they're gonna be like, this all happened this day. You segued into it, and these are the last 3. This is the first of the last 3 questions. What is your thoughts?
We're doing good.
What is your thoughts on podcasting and hosting in this day and age? And you already talked about that because everybody and your grandmother has a podcast today. What is your thoughts about that? And where you lie in it and ultimately, how do you see the branding of it?
I think it's trend. I think that what's happening is people are doing survival mode and not hustle mode. Hustle and survival are 2 different things. When you hustle, you have a focus. You know where you're going. You know what you want. When you're surviving, you're grabbing for straws. You're just doing whatever you feel is hot. And I feel like that's what people are doing. They're doing whatever is hot because they're trying to figure it out. You got celebrities of all walks of life doing podcasts. I was like, nah, you know you are not supposed to be in front of this TV screen. But that's okay. It's a free world. It's for people to find out. So they're doing what they feel is best. So I feel like with podcasts, it's the new TV.
It is.
It's TV is different. So podcast is the new reality TV. In some ways, I'm kind of glad too, because reality TV was like the death of people's minds because it wasn't real. It was a lot of pretending. So podcast now, it's bringing us to conversations, humanity, dialogue. And so one of the things I had to do as I started to grow, I had to realize, don't look at nobody else. Don't read no feeds. Don't read no comments. I'm gonna tell you what else I just started doing. I follow 7,800 people. I'm at 7,100, maybe something. I am unfollowing 3,000 people by July. Sometimes you got to get rid of all of it. You got to put on your feed what you want to see. When I was first doing Instagram, I was doing like everybody else. Now that I know what I want, I need to take off those things that just do not feed my spirit. And so a lot of times we didn't realize we're putting things that is competing with our spirits or making our minds stressed out. So unfollow. And especially unfollow those people that don't even comment on your stuff.
That part. And especially people that are close to you too.
Right. Just unfollow it. It's okay. It's not a big thing. It's not saying that you're not friends with these people, but out of the 7,000 people plus, I know 6,000 of these people. Like literally. I've never been that person. So when I'm unfollowing, yeah, I know you, but you ain't follow me. I ain't doing that. So okay, go. So I think that's another thing. Kind of not pay attention to competition or look at comments, or I don't even pay attention to numbers, like likes and all that stuff. Could care less, because when it blows up when it's supposed to, and it can blow up if you got 3 likes or 300 likes.
That part.
Because a lot of times people are watching, but they're not liking.
That's real.
I mean, it is the truth.
Two more questions. What's your advice for aspiring talent? Young people that are coming up in the game that are, that aspire, they were touched by who you are and what you put out in the universe and the energy that's perpetuated. What's your advice moving forward from this moment on?
Faith without works is dead.
Faith without works is dead.
If you're not willing to believe and you're not willing to work, then go sit down. Raw, no Vaseline, no chaser. Because I feel like people that are in this industry, we are given fairy tales and we're not given reality. And the reality is you have to have faith, you have to believe, and you have to be willing to work. And then after that part, when you believe and you have faith and you're willing to work, don't share your dreams with everyone. It's just not meant. Because people have to take the time to want to understand. And a lot of times people are not listening to you. They're just looking at you. They're not even listening. They're just looking. They're like that person that you look at that they're just like looking at you, but they're just letting it go in one ear and out the other. So you have to trust that and say, all right, share your dreams with people that really support who you are as a person. So that's my advice.
It's just so many nuggets.
I mean, I have lived, let me tell you, when you have, somebody told me, when you have suffered enough, you will do what you need to do. I've suffered enough, finally. I've just, when you've gone through a lot of stuff, not only are you ready to change, but you're also ready to help people change.
Amen. Last question of the night.
The last question of the night, y'all. We did it. And it's not even 2 hours yet. It's 1 minute before. Now it's
Well,
like that's 6 seconds before. Go.
we they said you be coming around the mountain, but we got around the mountain. Amen. But hey, look, it's a hell of a mountain. It's a glorious mountain. You know,
I
man.
appreciate you. I appreciate you.
I do likewise. How can people learn more about you? Like, what are your links? How can people learn your story more if they want to dig deeper? And if you have any shout outs, feel free to throw those out in the universe.
I would say the best way is at KBana Blaq, KBana Blaq, Instagram. That's it. Follow me on That TV if you want to see that. But KBana Blaq, I always make that just the one place because I put everything up there. Anything I'm doing, anything I'm thinking, performances, the TV show. So I try to make it simple for everyone. And then that way you can DM me. So you can just follow me on Instagram at KBana Blaq, KBana Blaq. Shout out to everyone that is just pushing to make the world a better place and to create. Shout out to all the supporters and tribe that I have. And shout out to you. I speak, abundance in your life and opportunities in your life, and that the doors not only bust wide open, that they come off the hinges with new ways for you to be not only productive, but to really be a working instrument in the industry. I speak that into your life, and I'm just grateful. Bam! Shazam.
Hilarious, man. Listen, I got to say, man, at the end of the day, I reciprocate all of that, man. I like I said, I've always been enamored with who you are as a person. You have the same ferocity that Sasha Fierce has. Sasha Fierce has. Beyonce's alter ego, obviously. Like it's just so much. Like you have a tenacity to who you are as a person.
I received that. Thank you. I thank you for that compliment. Amen.
No, there ain't no problem. I mean, like I said, I'm only speaking what you put out there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even trying to say it to be like funny or to, like to fill up, forget the podcast. I'm talking to you. You know what I mean? Like I am very impressionable with the people that I respect. Period. If I respect you, I give you praise due. If I've been impressed by you, I get it. I tell you that. But it's very hard for me to be impressed. But you are one of the people that impressed me. You know what I mean? And so with that being said, I gotta give you your praise because again, like I said, the things that you have done and you have accomplished, the things I've seen you do, I marvel at them. It's Basquiat level. It's a level that people might not even get. But I look at them as they're lesser mortals. And again, I say that in the universe because it's the truth.
Right.
You know what I mean? We always celebrate greatness posthumously. And I think 2020 was a very, very big representation of that. And I promised myself at the end of 2020 that to celebrate the people that we have, genius level, omega level, if you were in the comics, while we got them, and I commit to that, and I commit to that going forward in my whatever future I have. And you are one of those people, man. Like I said, I gotta celebrate you, brother. Like you have you have a tenacity to create, and it's under heralded, and it needs to be celebrated while we have you with us. And I appreciate that about you. And I say that about anybody that I come across that has that level of creativity, that level of education, that level of fearlessness, and you embody all of that. And I just, hey man, I love who you are as a person, man. So, like I said again, if I can be a part of whatever you building in any kind of way, if I can be supportive, I will be that. If I can be helpful, I will be that. Whatever. I just want to see, going forward, people that I know win. And I think you deserve that. Not from me, from anybody that you touch because you have that kind of outreach, and I appreciate you. And I do want to say that.
Well, I appreciate it, and I'm excited, and I think like the journey opens the door for us to go there because we're both willing. So like I'm excited to see what happens. I'm just trying to be very authentic in it so it can just be authentic. And I think as we keep going forward, you start to head towards it's like we the mahogany thing. You just never know. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited.
That part. Any last words, and then we get you out of here?
Nope. No, I appreciate you. I appreciate Lisa. Hope to talk to her and get that article. So thank you. I'm good.
We gonna set that up. Listen, this was an extra long. We don't typically go this long, but I mean we got to in certain cases with certain people, and this is one of those times. I don't care. I'm the executive producer. I'm the end all be all of the beat. You don't like it, unsubscribe. I don't care. This is what we do. That's why I'm not on no network, because I'm not gonna have a network tell me what I'm gonna do with my show. This is my guy. He brings that energy, and it's all 1,000%. It is what it is.
My screen goes backwards. I was like, "Oops, wrong finger."
So again, I say that to say I'm Donnie B got the beats. We live on the beat. Stay tuned. We have we booked well through April. We're going into May. Clearly booked. We got people from Africa. We got people like it's whatever. But
that's crazy.
Hey, it is what it is. It'll be crazy when it becomes crazy. That is what it is. But nonetheless, like I said, KBana, love you, love your energy. Hang on tight as we let the credits fly. Definitely want to circle back with you. But thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you for hanging in there, fans. Thank you so much. It's not about the numbers. It's about the quality of the people that follow us. That's all that matters. And please, that's on that TV.
That's on that TV. The next one is Thursday.
The next one's Thursday.
With Crave Magazine.
What he said. Stay tuned. Tune in. Patronize. That man is awesome. His platform is awesome. And thank you for tuning in. I'm Donnie B got the beats. We live on the beat. And we are out. Bottom line.
Donnie B got the